What is battlecourt Jai-Alai? The world's fastest ball sport, and so much more. Jai-Alai is played inside a 3-wall court that measures just 120 feet long by 33 feet wide. The game is played with a hand-woven wicker basket called a cesta and a Jai-Alai ball. The ball is as hard as a rock, and it travels around the court at an average speed of 150 miles per hour. Players will crash into the sidewall or throw themselves onto the concrete ground without a single layer of padding just to get to it. Jai-Alai is like playing baseball if you had to catch and throw with just the gloved hand. And it's a rally sport, kind of like tennis, but much more dangerous.
Manny, there's a Karen Bradley on the move, breaking, he got there. Blast the forehand, everybody out of the way, and Nicholas got hit by the ball.
Jai-Alai is played as a singles match or as a doubles match. The match winner is the first player or doubles pair to win 2 out of 3 sets played to 6 points.
Gaucheri up in the front court towards the inside. What a scoop!
What an amazing
by Douglas.
catch.
Gaucheri picks it up in the front court, whips it inside.
Right, another
one.
made. Did it
He
again.
made it.
2 times back to back. That's freaking crazy.
Here's Gaucheri, 2-wall return. Douglas reaching outside. Powerful forehand at the feet is missed for the
Point,
win.
set, and match.
Point, set, and match.
That's
Douglas.
respect.
Every point rally begins with a serve, then the players alternate catching and throwing the ball. While a point is being played, the ball can hit any of the court walls, but it cannot bounce twice on the ground. Simply put, the object of the game is to catch one more ball than your opponent, or better yet, to fire the ball so it can't be caught. When a player cannot successfully return the ball to the front wall, then 1 point is awarded to the opposition and the next rally begins with a new serve. A battlecourt game day consists of 6 matches, and the team that wins the most matches wins the day. Pick your favorite team, doubles pairing, or singles player, and cheer for them all season long. Or up the ante and bet on it. Battlecourt Jai-Alai allows for wagering on the matches, the sets, and each individual point. The ball is lethal, the game is lightning fast, and the action is limitless. This is battlecourt Jai-Alai.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Jai-Alai. Live from Jam Arena. Tonight's game day will feature the Fireballs and Devils. And with that, I'd like to welcome everybody back to another edition of this Spring 26 Battlecourt season. I'm Andrew Blackman, joined alongside Stu Nyman to bring you tonight's contest between these Fireballs and Devils, getting right into it with a Division II matchup. What a good one we have to get this day started between Lalu and Nicholas, representing the Fireballs, and Benetrix and Arats, representing the Devils. 2 of the top teams in Division II in what is an all-double slate today between the Fireballs and Devils. Devils come into this game day in last place in the standings, but last place is also just 1 point outside of the top 4 and the playoffs. The Fireballs come into a tie for second place, and they're in that log jam with the Renegades and Cyclones. Right now inside the playoffs, there's the serve. We begin.
Nicholas on the backhand. Benetrix now from the 7 line. Ball going to the corner. Nicholas stops it. Robote forehand powerfully thrown. Passing, Robote on the bounce. Played by Lalu. Arats is there. Arats on the catch. Nicholas takes that off the wall at the 8 line. Nicholas advances, makes a fine catch at the side wall. Aratz, backhand from the 10 line. Benetrix to the back wall, Robote coming out. Aratz in the corner. Aratz at the side wall. Makes a fine play. Here's Nicholas. Aratz going deep. Robote. That rebound off the back wall comes out. Fired from the forehand of Lalou. Robote back out. Nicholas calls for it. Aratz with the catch on the forehand at the 10. Lalou takes it in the air. Pumps the backhand hard to the inside, and Aratz is there. Beautiful catch. Aratz again on the catch. Powerful forehand. Wall-to-wall, Robote. Saved by Lalou. Benetrix moves in, takes it on the bounce. Fires it outside to score. First point goes to Benetrix and Aratz of the Devils. Benetrix serves.
Well played first point there by all four players to get into the rhythm of this game day. It's a huge one for really the Devils and Fireballs. And they play each other twice from now to the end of the regular season, too. So this is the first of two matchups here in the last 2 weeks of the season that really is going to determine which of these two teams ends up making it to the playoffs. The Devils coming into this one a little bit behind, but still with time to come back.
Fault, over serve. Second serve, must be good.
And Benetrix and Aratz have been a really strong team for the Devils. They're coming off of one of their 3 losses and 6-4 in a third set against Iturbide and Omega Reina. That was hard fought, but good to see that Benetrix is firing early and something straight to the outside, which we don't normally see.
Nicholas on the backhand to the inside. Aratz is there. Low and hard on the forehand, Robote picked off on the bounce by Aratz. Nicholas from the 8 line. Robote's save is in play. Big bounce. Stopped by Lalou. He's got it on the forehand. Low and hard. Scooped up by Benetrix. Scoop is tipped. 2 points for Benetrix and Aratz. Benetrix serves.
Yeah, I mean, just tremendous defense by the Devils early on. I mean, predicated on their defensive prowess. It starts with Aratz here in the backcourt. I mean, top 3 on the roster in terms of catch rate, over 97% this year. And then Benetrix not all too far behind as a front quarter. I mean, up over 96% up there in the front court. These guys will grind you out. They'll catch one more ball than their opponents, but early on, putting some pressure on Nicholas, throwing a shot for Benetrix. Some really good stuff early for these Devils.
Aratz takes that in the air. Backhand to the backcourt. Powerful forehand. Robote is caught in the air by Nicholas. Robote forehand. Missed in the backcourt. 3 points for Benetrix and Aratz of the Devils. Benetrix serves.
Well, that's the throw that's been getting these backcourters all year. It's one that's crossing the side wall, particularly on the way down. And it's just not exactly where you think it's going to be. Sometimes it kicks off the side wall sharply. Sometimes it stays inside. And you see a rare miss from Nicholas, who comes into this one #1 in the league in catch rate. So not going to see many back there.
That Cortada serve is stopped by Nicholas. He makes this catch. Backhand thrown powerfully from the 7. On the wall, Aratz is there. Robote coming out. Lalou. Back to the inside. Aratz snags it at the 8. Oh, what a catch by Nicholas on the wall. Lalou, fine catch. Hard backhand. Oh, great snag on a hop. Robote forehand by Lalou. Caught in the air by Aratz. Robote on the wall. Benetrix makes the save. Lalou moves in. Winding up. Powerful Costalo does not pass. Aratz. Nicholas from the 10. Great catch. Lalou moves in, takes it in the air, pops this backhand. Robote coming out. Big right side by Nicholas. Robote. Robote forehand by Benetrix. Passes. Robote forehand by Lalou. Caught by Aratz on the left side. Robote save by Aratz. Aratz to the outside, makes the catch. Keeps it high to the front wall. Robote. Forehand. Benetrix takes it in the air. Nicholas stays with it to stop the three-wall play. Here's Benetrix. Robote coming all the way out. Inside placement, stopped, but not held on to. There'll be no shutout in this first set. Lalou and Nicholas. On the board, with a point, Lalou serves for the Fireballs.
Yeah, I mean, noticing some lively Robotes coming out. I mean, the last couple of game days, Nicholas was all the way on the wood there in the middle of the service box to save one over his head. I mean, the Fireballs were doing everything they can to just stay in that point. And good on Lalou. I mean, you just blast the backhand, you throw it so far without any regard for where it's going to go. You set up yourself for a very difficult return. Lalou just turns that Robote, fires it low to the inside, kind of like a drop shot, gets Aratz on the move, and gets his first miss. But I think you might be seeing a little more rallying in a matchup like this because throughout the year, these are two teams and really two front quarters that don't love to throw a lot of winners, particularly to the outside. And with how well these back quarters catch, we could see some lengthier rallies like this consistently.
Robote for the big bounce. Goes up. Nicholas brings it down at the 10. Aratz takes that on the bounce. Forehand from the 9. Difficult catch by Lalou at the side wall. Nicholas takes that off the wall at the 8. Scoop high on the left side of Lalou. Robote, the rebound off the back wall to the forehand of Lalou. He sends it back wall to wall from the right side. Benetrix to the outside. Scoop attempt tipped. 4 points for Benetrix and Aratz. The Devils, Benetrix serves.
And I really like that shot selection by Benetrix, too. These last couple of days, that ball's just coming up on you so quickly that it's really hard to adjust when you're trying to get yourself in position and make a catch, which you don't know is coming to your left side or your right side. That happens in about a split second, and you see Lalou there. Just couldn't make the play. Now a 4-1 lead for these Devils.
Nicholas advances to make the catch. Benetrix backhand to the outside. Robote to the outside. Lalou's on it. Fires it up the middle. That's stopped on the forehand of Aratz. Lalou went back to make the catch. Here's Aratz. He passes. Robote. Stopped in a beautiful catch with a hop by Benetrix. Benetrix makes the stop on that catch. Nicholas makes the stop on that catch. Backhand to the inside. Aratz is there. Powerful forehand played high. Robote to the left side of Lalou. Benetrix stops it at 6th line. Picala stopped on the bounce by Nicholas. Nicholas. Rebote saved by Benetrix. Does not pass. Nicholas is there. To the corner it goes. Here's Aratz.
Big Rebote there.
Lalu makes a save. Benetrix is on it. Split placement will score. 5 points for the Devils. Benetrix and Aratz, possible set point.
Yeah, and good adjustment by Benetrix. He's gone to the outside a little bit closer to the net. Well, this time he chooses more of a split placement line. And it splits up both Lalu and Nicholas. You see tough Rebote set up there is right along the side wall, so he just gets it up as much as he can. Lalu's going outside, doesn't want to get hit, and look at all that space that opens up. Benetrix finds the line and makes it 5-1 with a chance to close out this opening set.
Fault over serve. Second serve must be good. Rebote left side to the inside. Forehand by Aratz. Rebote. High to the front wall. Lalu's there. He's winding up. Rifles this one inside. Aratz got up there to make the catch.
Well, that's a couple times now that Lalu's gotten it up on the costado with the forehand. He's thrown it hard, but Aratz has caught it in the air. You just got to get that ball to touch the ground. It complicates the catch a little bit more.
Nicholas puts it inside.
Like
that's
that.
a fine throw.
Devils
That was a
scrambling.
perfect illustration of
Right.
what you were talking about. So
And
is that.
There you go, Stu.
2 points for Lalu and Nicholas. Still possible set point for the Devils. Now, that's a perfect
Well, you set it
illustration.
up right here. Aratz lets that ball pass, and you get kind of a tough Rebote for Benetrix. He lays it up right in the middle of the court, and this is what you like to see with Lalu. Just rip it hard at Aratz's feet. You'd like to see the ball cross the sidewall, but when it scores, no complaints. Second point, and still in this set now.
Backhand by Nicholas. Aratz on the catch. Rebote. Lalu fires it inside. Aratz steps up, take it in the air.
It's another great read. Aratz is moving so well to the ball, and that's what he's done throughout his career.
Scoop by Nicholas. That's beautiful. Here's the catch by Aratz. Backhand from the 8. Lalu has it on the forehand. Catch by Aratz.
That was crazy. Just goes flying into the corner, and that's the set.
Point and set for Benetrix and Aratz, taking the first set 6-2. 2 minutes go on the board. We'll come back out, play our next set.
Devils take the first set of the game day 6-2. Benetrix and Aratz looking for win number 5 this year as a duo. Overall, this is the 9th match for the Division II double spot. Remember, Benetrix and Benny had to play one in the first game day of the year. But overall, 5-3. They've been a valuable position in doubles for this Devils team. And can say the same about the Fireballs. Lalu and Nicholas coming into this one with a 5-2 record. I mean, one of the highest winning percentages of any team representing the Fireballs. Let's take a look at those standings, though, because we were talking about it at the beginning of the day, and right now we are as close as we've ever been at this point of the season. So last night, the Cyclones beat the Warriors. So what that did, the Cyclones moved from 5 to 6, jumping the Warriors in the standings and putting themselves in a 3-way tie for second. And the Warriors stay put in 5th place now on the outside looking in. Now, it is important to note the schedule for the Devils and Fireballs competing tonight. 2 game days left for the Devils. Both of them are against the Fireballs, playing tonight and also playing, I believe, next week. For the Fireballs, they have 1 extra game day to play this year. Of course, they will be playing, the Fireballs will be playing the Devils twice, and that other game day will be against the Renegades. So not the easiest schedule in the world for either of these 2 teams, but if you're the Devils, at least you're seeing a path to potentially get back into the playoffs right here. If you can beat the Fireballs twice and jump them in the standings, you kind of can control your own destiny a little bit, and then you need some help for the Renegades in that final matchup against the Fireballs. But that's where we stand right now with just about 2 weeks left in the regular season, Stu. About 7 or 8 game days. There's Benetrix, big part of the Devils' success, not only this season, but last season as well, getting them to the number 2 seed and into that championship against the Cyclones. But this is, I mean, the most important day now of the year for the Devils. I mean, there's no more waiting around. There's not too much time left. They got the Fireballs right in front of them, and they have to win these game days. They got the first set 6-2. We'll see what happens here.
We are ready to begin our second set. Lalou has the serve for the Fireballs.
And this is only the first matchup between these 2 teams, Lalou and Nicholas and Benetrix and Arat, so they will be playing in that final game day between the Fireballs and Devils.
Lalou serves. Our second set begins. What a catch by Arat. Big backhand. Coming out of the corner. Forehand rebote by Lalou. Rebote to the outside. Benetrix is on it. Low and hard. Taken on the forehand of Nicholas. Ball tipped in the corner. First point of the second set goes to Benetrix, and Arat to the Devils. Benetrix serves.
Yeah, that's just perfect execution by the Devils here, trapping Nicholas, and you see Benetrix barely getting out of the way, but trapping Nicholas deep in the backcourt and forcing him to make that catch. You can't let that ball come out. It might drop in the Chula, so you got to go for it and get the first point.
Benetrix comes cross court to make that catch. Here's the backhand. 2-all by Benetrix will score. 2 points for the Devils. Benetrix serves.
Yeah, I haven't seen a lot of shot making the last 2 game days, and that was a tough one. I mean, off the rebote, it was dropping low, but he has to go down and dig it out a little bit, and then 2 walls there. You see it opening up away from Lalou and barely out of reach.
Here's the backhand by Benetrix. Nicholas on the left side. Along the wall, out to the rebote. Benetrix makes the save. Picks up. Nicholas is there. Rebote by Lalou, right up the middle. Taken on the forehand of Arat. Arat sends it deep. Rebote by Benetrix. Catch in the air by Lalou. Beautiful catch. And the return scores. Powerfully thrown and scoring. Lalou and Nicholas with the point. Fireballs with the serve.
Yeah, Benetrix goes outside for the placement shot this time, but throws it a little bit higher, so Lalou is able to catch it in the air. You see the difference. Lalou makes that catch, fires it low and hard to the inside, gets it by the Devils. They get their first point of this second set. But shows you the importance of getting that ball on the floor early. Oh, look at this.
Fault. Underserve. Second serve must be good.
You have to be in the box if you want to go for it.
Yeah, I think they're fortunate that was an underserve because
Yeah,
that may have been a loss of point if it wasn't. You have to stand inside the service box as this guy is serving. So he was backing up, and he was outside of the box before Lalu released that ball. He was very lucky that was an underserve.
Benetrix on the catch. Here's the backhand. Lalu fires this forehand. I mean, blasts it.
It really does.
Excellent catch by Nicholas. Here's the backhand. Rebote right up the middle. Lalu's on it. Goes to the floor. Big bounce. Stopped by Benetrix. Benetrix reaching behind him to make this catch. Powerful backhand right to the corner. Benetrix is on it. Scoop is missed. A third point for Benetrix and Aratz. Benetrix serves.
Yeah, and a tough one. Drops right between the fireballs. But again, that's one where I didn't hear a lot of communication, and it's tough on Nicholas. I don't think he's really expecting to have to go for that scoop at the last second. Lalu lets it pass. Just got to yell something just to let Nicholas know that he's all alone there. Maybe had a chance at the rebote, but not if you don't talk.
Lalu picks the serve. Placement inside will score on the second bounce. Beautiful catch. Nice kill shot by Lalu. Fireball serve. That happened quick, huh?
And I love that shot, too, because when the front quarter gets his serve picked, he's darting to that corner expecting a drop shot. So if you give a little more power to it and have it dead by about the 6 or 7 line, well, that's not really the angle for the front quarter, and the back quarter is the only hope. And sometimes they're deep and kind of hanging out, protecting the Chick-Chack and Chula. Perfect execution, gets one right back.
Aratz on the catch. Off the hard serve by Lalu. Rebote forehand, straight back, wall to wall, big bounce. Nicholas makes the catch in the air. Powerful forehand, crossing the wall. That falls short. A third point for Lalu and Nicholas. The fireballs were tied up at 3-3. Lalu serves.
Getting right back into it, 2 quick points to tie it up. And that time it sounded like Benetrix called Aratz off. He was committed to making that play, thought there was going to be a little more on that rebote. And the one thing that you're seeing today on full display once again is Aratz and his positioning, is how good it is. I mean, he knows exactly where that ball is bouncing. So if he feels like he's got a read on it and a rebote, I'd let him go for it. Again, now tied up here in this second set.
Another powerful serve. Aratz makes the catch. Nicholas, backhand from the 9. Rebote forehand fired by Lalu. Rebote saved by Benetrix. Nicholas keeps it high. Rebote for Benetrix. Forehand. 2 pass. Lalu calls for it. Rebote saved by Aratz. Taken on the bounce by Lalu. Lalu rifling this one, and it will score. 4 points for the Fireballs. Lalu and Nicholas. Lalu serves.
Yeah, we're just talking about the positioning for the Devils, and that time a little bit out of sorts. I mean, you got one player yelling, another guy diving to the floor to save a rebote. I mean, it's a great effort, but you're feeding Lalu's forehand again. Gets it on the right side, keeps it a little low, crosses that wall, and that's all he's got to do. Now a lead here for the Fireballs.
Fault. Under serve. Second serve must be good. Backhand by Aratz. Robote. Robote by Lalu. Caught in the air by Benetrix. To the corner it goes. Out to the Robote. Forehand Robote by Benetrix. Cut off by Lalu. Lalu back to the inside. Aratz is there. Takes it on the bounce. Here's Nicholas from deep in the backcourt. High and hard to the front wall. And Aratz is there. Robote. That rebound comes out. Fired by Lalu. Caught by Benetrix. Excellent catch by Nicholas. Robote to the inside. Big bounce. That Robote played by Aratz. Here's Nicholas from the 8 line to the inside. That scores. A 5th point for Lalu and Nicholas. Possible set point for the Fireballs.
Yeah, came out, but again, not as much as the Devils expected that time. You know, it's a tricky balance of trying to adjust here on the fly. I mean, you let that ball pass like he hasn't really let that happen all season long, and we've seen a lot of chick-jacks. Well, the last couple of days have coming out a little bit further. But if you're Aratz, do you want to change up your whole strategy, or are you just going to start making those catches even if they're difficult for you in the backcourt? Now with 2 Robotes dropping in front of Benetrix, you might start to see some changes. But credit the Fireballs here. I mean, now 4 straight points to get right back in this set. And the match, too.
Excellent catch off the hard serve by Aratz. Lalu takes that off the sidewall beautifully. Here's Aratz, backhand from the 9. Robote, high to the front wall. Benetrix takes it on the forehand. Hard throw. Scoop attempt tipped. A 4th point for Benetrix and Aratz. Still possible set point for Lalu and Nicholas.
And a punishing forehand coming into Nicholas in the corner. You saw him backing up, running out of space, and this one was on him quick. And you don't want to turn and look towards the back wall either.
Robote. Nicholas will move up, take that in the air. Hard forehand, big bounce, brought down by Aratz. Lalu takes this in the air. Powerful backhand, caught by Aratz. Nicholas over the top, big bounce. Taken on the forehand of Aratz. Robote save. Benetrix has it. Nicholas read that, caught it. Karam.
What a shot.
Perfectly executed and scoring. Point and set to Lalu and Nicholas. Split sets. We'll move on to a 3rd and decisive set in just 2 minutes.
Awesome combination there by Nicholas to finish off that 2nd set. Great read to get there on the outside, and then don't give him too much space. He'll throw the carom. It'll make you pay. 6-4. The Fireballs take set number 2.
That carom was just beautifully executed. I mean, that was gorgeous. Really nice.
All year long, Nicholas has been doing it on the defensive side of the ball, and you know it's hard to argue between Manu, Aratz, and Nicholas. I mean, those 3 you see in the stats, they're the top 3 in catch rate, and they are the 3 that are #1 ranked players in the backcourt for their position. They've played all of them over 1,500 balls. They're catching 97% plus. And Nicholas is the top of the group. Nicholas is 97.9. I mean, almost 98% of catches that come into the backcourt, Nicholas has stopped. A couple mistakes in the first set, uncharacteristic misses, but then look at what happens in set number 2. Settled right back in, and they win it 6-4. At the beginning of the match, we were talking about how similar some of these teams have been, Lalu and Nicholas and Benetrix and Aratz, in terms of their point results this season. Both teams have played 7 matches. In those 7 matches, Lalu and Nicholas are 5-2. Benetrix and Aratz are 4-3. Both teams have converted 31 winners, and they've given up 34 to their opponents. And if you look at how they win their points, a majority of their points, I mean, for Benetrix and Arats, it's off of tip balls and missed rebotes. And then Lalu and Nicholas, outside of winners, it's also tip balls and missed rebotes. That is where over 75% of the points won for both of these two teams just come off of either throwing it by your opponent or just outlasting them on the catch. And then you can see why you have a split set situation. I mean, similar strategies worked for the Devils rather in set one. The Fireballs came out, executed with a great run in set two, and here we are, third set to decide what is a critical match on this game day. It's one of the most even in terms of the records of the two doubles teams and the win percentages, so this was truly a toss-up. We'll see how it finishes up.
We're ready to begin our third and final set of this first match. Benetrix and Rotz have the serve. Fault, over serve. Second serve must be good. Double fault. Loss of point. Lalu and Nicholas on the board first here for the Fireballs.
Well, that's another thing we saw yesterday was a plethora of double faults and from some uncharacteristic players too. I mean, that's what really stuck out to me. There's a lot of guys that are towards the top of the double faults and have been the last few years. Well, not a guy like Douglas, not some players that we saw yesterday. So again, for Benetrix, he's up there. Not too surprised, but this is a big spot to let one go away and give away that first point.
Benetrix picks the serve. The 2-all is out. 2 points for Lalu and Nicholas. Of the Fireballs, Lalu serves. Benetrix made a great catch there. That ball may have dropped, but that looked like it was going over.
It took kind of a nice bounce off the floor. I'm surprised that there's really no talk about challenging that, maybe. I don't know.
Rebote left side. Arats takes it on the bounce at the 8. Nicholas on the catch. Here's the backhand from the 9. Nicholas on the forehand. Benetrix looks for the rebote, keeps it to the inside. Lalu moves in, takes it in the air.
Lalu's really picked it up since the first set. I mean, he is everywhere, much more aggressive and doing damage with his power.
Benetrix moves in to make the catch. Drop shot, caught the pad. A third point for Lalu and Nicholas of the Fireballs. Lalu serves.
Such a deflating miss. You don't want to throw it too much and have too much of a bounce on it where Lalu can then attack. But I always say, I mean, worst case scenario is you don't even give yourself a shot at it. And that's what happened there. 3-0 now, and it's honestly been more significant than that. I mean, 8 of the last 9 points. This is quite the rundown for the Fireballs. Devils need to stop it in a hurry.
Benetrix just having difficulties playing well. He's playing aggressive, just
everything but the finish there.
Exactly.
Set up perfectly, had the costado, had the space on the drop shot, but just right on that pad.
There's the backhand by Arats. Here's Nicholas. Arats from the 10 line. Rebote forehand, played up. Caught on the forehand of Arats. Nicholas advances to take it in the air at the 8 line. Along the wall it goes. Benetrix, powerful backhand. There's the backhand by Benetrix. Nicholas is there. Played for the big bounce. Lalu handles it back to the inside. Benetrix cuts it off. Rot's fine catch on the left side. Backhand 2-all. Stopped on the forehand of Lalu. That carom is out. That's a point for Benetrix and Rot's, the Devils. Benetrix serves.
Heck of a stop that time by Lalu, just getting out to it. And then he's got Benetrix trapped inside. There's space for a 2-all. He tries to convert. It's just a difficult one to throw there. He's off his footing. He's using a lot of wrist. So, again, that ball could kick off the side wall a little bit and pushed it just a bit wide.
Rot's backhand from the 8. Here's Nicholas. Rebote by Lalu. Powerfully thrown to the inside, dropping. Benetrix went for the save, fell just short of the front wall. That's a 4th point for Lalu and Nicholas. Of the fireballs, Lalu serves.
It's just good highlight by the fireballs again. The rebote comes out, but it's right along the side wall as Benetrix is trying to make that save. Number 1, he's deep in the backcourt. Number 2, it's right on the side wall, so you can't get a lot of power on it, and it ends up hitting the pad again. It's just what this fireballs team has done all season. It's not flashy. They don't throw a ton of shots. They will just beat you to death with their defense. And again, Lalu's got so much power up there in the front with his limited opportunities. He's been converting well from the second set on. And that's the recipe for this team. Once again, playing right into their strengths.
Powerful, powerful serve by Lalu. Lalu calls for the rebote. That's too high. A 2nd point for Benetrix and Rotz of the Devils. Benetrix serves.
Yeah, kind of the same thing we saw with the roles reversed. Now the Devils put one on the wall, and Lalu got a lot on that. He flicked it up high, and usually don't see that overhead pad come into play. But again, he doesn't want to lay it up to Benetrix and ends up giving it away.
Nicholas on the backhand of the inside. Benetrix from the 7. Rebote by Lalu. Powerfully thrown. Wall to wall. Rebote coming all the way out. Benetrix is on it. Nicholas advances, take it in the air, hard throw. Rotz is there. Tough catch. Rotz now from the 8 line. Rebote coming out. Lalu eyes on the rebote, fires it to the inside. Rotz stops it on the forehand. Floater. Rebote forehand. Nicholas takes that on the bounce, right side. Rotz fine catch, deep in the backcourt. Outside placement, stop by Benetrix. Oh, what a snag by Nicholas. Benetrix is there. Rebote to the inside. Tremendous catch by Benetrix. Powerful backhand coming. All the way out. Pico rebote. Stopped by Rotz. Lalu takes that at the 7 line. Powerful backhand. Nicholas advances. Backhand from the 8. Catch by Nicholas. Tough catch by Nicholas off the side wall. Keeps it on the inside. Going to the corner, out to the rebote. Benetrix makes the save. Powerful throw. Caught by Benetrix. Big backhand by Nicholas. Rebote. Slip placement. Taken on the bounce by Nicholas. Rotz with a fine catch, the 7. Low runner to the inside, scooped up by Nicholas. Here's the backhand. Rabote for Benetrix. Fired from the right side, caught by Lalou. Lalou with the split placement. Actually, the 2-all that scores. 5 points for Lalou and Nicholas. Possible match point.
Well, just devastating power again. You know, it's not the greatest 2-all in terms of where it opens up and where it's cutting, but it is about the hardest one you're ever going to see. And if you can't see it, you can't catch it. I mean, Benetrix was standing in the court of play. And that ball was by him by the time he adjusted and tried to scoop it on his right side. I mean, that is just pure power. Brings him to 5-2 and a chance to win this match. And what a comeback it would be for the Fireballs. Heck of a serve.
Ace. Point set and match for Lalou and Nicholas, winning at 6-2 in the third set.
Coming all the way back, winning the last 2 sets to get the Fireballs that first win of the game day, while Lou and Nicholas keep on rolling. Now 6-2 in the regular season. Up next, we're going to go to Division 4 doubles. CRB and Ikeda will take on Echeverry and Kubala.
As soon as that highlight ball leaves the cesta, you can't blink because every second is packed with action. Keep up with the world's fastest ball sport all game day long with bets on the matches, the sets, and each individual point. Find your favorite team or player and get in on the action with DraftKings, the official sports betting partner of the World Jai-Alai League. The crown is yours.
Let's take a look at that game day score. Reflecting that win by the Fireballs, Lalou and Nicholas make it 1-0. Really hurts the Devils down there. You see them coming into today at the bottom. We talked about where they stand, what they need to do. The Devils with 2 game days left, both against the Fireballs, so still with a very clear path to get back into the playoffs, but they need some wins tonight. Lalou and Nicholas, though, got the Fireballs started on the right track, and they're over in the cage. Let's hear from them after that win. Congratulations, guys. Lalou and Nicholas now 6-2 this season. How big of a momentum booster was this match for you guys against a tough Benetrix and Arats team?
This match is very important for the team, for the day. No, the first set is difficult because we change the ball, and the second set better. No, I don't know. The second and third set better than the first.
Awesome, guys. Well, hey, got better and better, and a big win for you there to get the first win for the Fireballs. Congratulations. Good luck in your next matches. Thank you.
Thank you.
We have an all-doubles day, folks. So, Division 4 coming up next. CRB and Ikeda look to keep it going, and they will take on Echeverry and Kubala. CRB and Ikeda, one of the Fireballs teams that has struggled the most this season, 1-6 across their 7 matches played. Echeverry and Kubala, it's been an interesting year for them. Started off okay, hit kind of a tough stretch in the middle part of their season, but this team is actually playing a lot better as of late. Coming into this one, winners of 3 of their last 4, and that one loss was 6-4 in a third set to Iturbide and Robbins. This is a team in the Devils playing with a lot of confidence, and look, it's pretty clear here. They need to tie up this game day. This is a must-win right now for their season. We'll see what happens here. Just about ready to begin our next match. Of course, the front court battle is the one to watch here. Echeverry against CRB, a mismatch of the rankings. Echeverry's been playing great the last few weeks. We'll see how he handles this one.
Ready to begin our next match. CRB has a serve for the Fireballs. CRB serves. Our match has begun. Kubala will take that overhead. CRB on the left side. Etcheberry on the catch. Cortada caught the pad. First point for CRB and Ikeda of the Fireballs. CRB serves.
Well, CRB's rebote is probably going to be the most important feature in this match, because you know what the Devils are going to do. They're going to take Ikeda out of it, blast it over his head, and force CRB to beat him with the rebote. Can he get enough power on it to get it by Etcheberry? Again, they kind of got away with one, because that's an underserve.
Fault, underserve. Second serve must be good.
But again, Etcheberry had a great opportunity right on the forehand, just threw it in the pad. Not going to be able to survive all match long if the Devils keep getting it there.
Etcheberry picks the serve. That 2-all caught the pad. 2 points for CRB and Ikeda. CRB serves.
I love the aggressiveness. I mean, that serve is coming right to Etcheberry in the box. Just has to make a leaping grab, and then the 2-alls there. Just got to get it a little bit higher.
Here's the backhand by Kubala, powerfully thrown. Rebote coming out on the inside. CRB sends the rebote. Rebote for Etcheberry. A third point for CRB and Ikeda. CRB serves.
And a rare miss that time on the rebote. I mean, seemingly had it lined up, but just was bouncing around in the basket as he made that throw and didn't arrive to the front wall.
Fault. Underserve. Second serve must be good.
Yeah, but the good thing about these first 3 points is that the Devils really were in the lead or had an advantage on all of them. They've just given them away, not so much as the Fireballs have won out there and won them. Yeah, that's over.
Double fault. Loss of point. Etcheberry and Kubala. Etcheberry serves.
Yeah, that's going to get them on the board. They'll take it any way it comes, and the third double fault this year now for CRB.
Powerful, powerful serve by Etcheberry. Kubala's there, backhand. Fine catch, hard throw by Ikeda. Etcheberry's on it. Powerful forehand. What a catch by Ikeda. Comes over the top. Etcheberry's on it. Passes from the Costalo. Now Rebote is saved. Etcheberry moves in, makes the catch. The 2-all will score. 2 points for Etcheberry and Kubala. Etcheberry serves.
Yeah, and that's the matchup the Devils have to attack here. I mean, Kubala's had his share of struggles in the backcourt. He's been playing better the last few weeks as well, but you're not going to get into a catching battle between Ikeda and Kubala. That's a recipe for disaster here with how much heart Ikeda plays with and how willing he is to just stand back there and make every catch. Great 2-wall, and then the ace, and we're all tied up.
That's an ace by Etcheberry. 3-3. Etcheberry serves.
Well, I love that the Devils stayed with it. You know, down 3-0, he could lose confidence easily, but, you know, you got to look at the way those points were played, too. Again, this set could be over, really. I mean, the Devils have been in control now, 3-3, and let's see what Etcheberry does to keep it moving. Another powerful serve.
Excellent serve, but a fine catch by Ikeda. Here's the backhand by Etcheberry. Kubala moves to the outside, makes the catch. Rebote. Catch by CRB. Here's the backhand. He passes. Kubala's on it. CRB again on the catch.
Now Kubala's all over it.
Kubala's there. Here's the backhand. Powerfully thrown. Ikeda moving up. Eyes on the ball. Powerful, powerful forehand. Rebote coming out. Etcheberry sends this one flying. Ikeda's still in the front court.
Positionless highline, but it's going to score for the Fireballs.
That's a 4th point for CRB. And Ikeda, CRB serves.
Well, you got back quarters in the front quarters behind their back quarter. Didn't know exactly what was going on at that point, but a lot of effort by Ikeda, and that was rewarded. That's been really the same thing all season long. It's just staying in these points where they have no business being in it for so long, and then Ikeda makes a great throw to put one up on the board for the Fireballs. And CRB too, hanging in there.
Robote comes left side of CRB. Hard throw to the inside. That's a fine catch by Kubala. Ikeda on the catch, backhand. Robote to the inside. 2-all rifled by Etcheberry to score. 4-4 is the score. Etcheberry serves.
And you love that shot. You know, the Costado 2-all gets it to open up wide and threw it with a ton of confidence, too. I mean, you really got to throw it hard into the side wall. Got it to open up, and that one dropped right into the floor and beat CRB to the net.
Catch by Ikeda. Kubala off the 10, backhand. 2-alls out. Five points for Etcheberry and Kubala. Possible set point.
You know what? You can't criticize that at all. I mean, that's what CRB's got to do to give his team a shot in this match. I mean, it's coming right to him. He's got the skills to throw the 2-wall. And look, outside of a few unforced errors, the Fireballs really haven't been in this set.
Fault, overserve, and an excellent duck by CRB. Great reflexes. Second serve must be good.
But at the very least now, that's in the back of Etcheberry's mind, and he knows he can't leave the outside too exposed. The CRB's going to try to take advantage. Yeah, it's got to get down.
Double fault. Loss of point. 5-5. Set point.
Etcheberry up there, too. Now his 4th double fault this year. 2nd most on the roster. When it comes down to 1 point, all the pressure in the world has to be on the Devils right here.
Etcheberry picks a serve, rifles the placement, that scores. Point and set to Etcheberry and Kubala. 2 minutes go on the board. We'll come back out. Player next set.
And that's how you handle it. Pick the serve, throw a shot, waste no time, and this one really uncontested by the Fireballs defensively. CRB's going to the net. Ikeda, yeah, he was looking for the drop shot. You know, that's what you have to do as a backorder. You're responsible for the inside along the side wall, so really hard to get out and try to defend the split placement as well. Credit to Etcheberry, though, taking over in that set, and the Devils convert 6-5 on the final point. So I was doing some work last night, Stu, about the playoff possibilities because we're getting right there and we're pretty close to the end of the season. So I was looking at this game day in particular between the Fireballs and the Devils.
Okay.
So if the Fireballs win tonight's game day, and this is all subject, to maybe a slight margin for error in these percentages. With a win tonight, the Fireballs have a 74% chance to make the playoffs. The Devils' chances drop down to 12%. If they draw, well, Fireballs still 63%, Devils at 22%. But if the Devils win this game day, the Fireballs' odds drop to 48%, and the Devils' odds increase to 38%. So it's very significant for the Devils here to win. Again, a win for the Devils tonight gets them into that log jam of teams with 6 points. And then you got to start worrying about the tiebreaker. The good thing for the Devils, though, is their last game day is also against the Fireballs. And if they win that one, too, they can get a point ahead of the Fireballs. And then the Fireballs would need to win their last game day against the Renegades to even tie the Devils. So, again, there's a lot of possibilities that could happen here at the end of the season. But the probabilities show you that if the Devils, again, if the Devils really don't win this game day, I mean, 10% chance to make the playoffs. They're going to need chaos. I mean, they're going to need a lot of ties, and they're going to need the fireballs to lose. We might. So that could be the recipe that they need. But
we specialize in chaos, fortunately. So
according to Stu, regardless of what happens,
organized
today,
chaos,
the Devils may still have a shot because chaos is
chaos is our thing. Ready to begin our second set. CRB will have the serve for the Fireballs. CRB serves. We begin. Ikeda on the forehand. Big right side. Kubala moving back, makes the catch. Etchberry playing deeper. Backhand from the 7 line. Wall to wall. Rabote coming out. CRB for the Rabote. Etchberry makes the catch. Hard to the inside. What a snag by CRB. Etchberry down low. 2-all. Scores. First point, second set goes to Etcheberry and Kubala. The Devils. Etcheberry serves.
Again, I just love the shot selection from Etcheberry today. Ikeda takes off to the outside, we'll test CRB. And then when they switch roles and you got space to throw the 2-all, force CRB to go out there and get it. I mean, just targeting the lower rank to the 2 players. And look, the 2-all opens like that. Don't care who's out there, you're not going to get to it. You start to gain confidence with that shot.
Here's the backhand by. Oh, what a scoop by Ikeda. Kubala makes the catch. Backhand. Ikeda reaches into the corner. Comes out with the ball. Here's Etcheberry. Powerful backhand. Rabote coming all the way out. Rabote save. Oh, that made it. CRB's there.
Oh, my
2-all by CRB opens wide and scores. 1-1. CRB serves. Well.
Yeah, this might be the widest we've ever seen one open up. Look at Ikeda. No.
Don't.
Okay, I like it. Actually, great shot, CRB. Yeah, he turns away, but then he's going to give him a thumbs up on the back end. I think that kind of goes for everyone back here. When he was winding it up, you're like, maybe inside, but when he threw that 2-all, it was perfect.
Fault, over serve. Second serve must be good.
But at the very least, that draws Etcheberry closer to the net and keeps him further to the outside, which is where the Fireballs want him to be playing. Oh, and another double fault.
Double fault. Loss of point. Etcheberry and Kubala have 2. Etcheberry serves.
Yeah. And a lot of unforced errors, but giving away 2 serves it just kills you. I mean, you see that first set went 5-5. This one's been close too.
The ace from Etcheberry gives the Devils 3 points and the serve.
Yeah, Ikeda committed to the right side there as across the wall. Just had a little trouble lining it up.
Ikeda with the catch. Forehand, straight back. Rabote. Rabote saved by Etcheberry. Ikeda takes it on the bounce, the 8. Sends it back again. Wall to wall. Rabote forehand, kicks up. Great catch by Ikeda at the 9. Rabote. Etcheberry again to the inside. This one kicks. Ikeda, beautiful catch on the forehand. CRB makes a stop. That's a fine catch. Goes for the 3-wall play. Oh my, what a catch by Kubala. I'm not even sure what side he caught that ball on.
Scores, too. I agree with you, though.
A 4th point for Etcheberry and Kubala. Etcheberry serves.
Well, it looked like a left-sided catch the entire way until it arrived to his basket. Yeah, he's
Oh,
going
it's right
left.
side.
And
That's
then
definitely, yeah, clearly a right-sided
adjustment.
catch. That's how quick it happened.
And this has been one of Kubala's better days, too. He's really done his job in the backcourt so far.
Etcheberry has ball on the right side. Cortada. Stopped by Ikeda. That ball's along the wall the whole way. Another great catch by Kubala. Rotate save. Big bounce. Brought down by Ikeda. Etcheberry advances, makes the catch. Costi to pass. Robote, too high. That hit the overhead screen. A 5th point for Etcheberry and Kubala. Here in the second set. Possible match point.
This is one of the better matches that Etcheberry and Kubala have played. Of course, it starts up there in the front court with Etcheberry and his aggressiveness and his confidence with the shot making. He's been really everywhere today, and Kubala too, playing his role in the backcourt. Don't know if he's really missed one today, and he's made a couple spectacular catches too.
Kubala on the backhand. Ikeda at the side wall, beautiful catch. Powerful backhand. Etcheberry calling for the rebote. Hard throw to the inside. Will score. Point in a straight set victory for Etcheberry and Kubala, winning at 6-5, 6-1.
And that Devils Division 4 doubles team delivers, tying up the game day 1-1 as we go over to Division 5 doubles up next. We'll give you the order. We got Division 5, then Division 1, Division 6, and Division 3. Division 5, Lalu and Stan against Benny and Rock coming up next. Take a look at some replays here. Robote to the inside, picked up high by Etcheberry, right into the costado. Look at that 2-1. Boy, that just opened up quick.
Yeah, that was gorgeous, huh?
Off a serve coming in here. Ikeda on the left side. Had it for a moment.
Beautiful
Etcheberry
catch
picks
by
it, you know,
Etcheberry.
if it's close, go for it. Make a play, and that was at 5-5. Split them up on the return. Here's a nice play by CRB. Thought that one was going to score, but look at the adjustment by Kubala. Makes the catch on the right side, kicks it off the side wall, and is able to score one. That kind of felt like it was going to go the Devils' way after that. Went up 4-1, closed it out, 6-5, 6-1 in the second set there to even up this game day. What a fun match coming up next. Another one that is just so close in terms of the records of these two teams. With Lalu and Stan 6-3, Benny and Rock 5-4. That is probably the most even match in terms of winning percentage left in this game day. So a big one up next. But first, we're going to go back to Etcheberry and Kubala over in the cage. And we'll hear from them after that win. Congratulations, guys. Etcheberry and Kubala tying up the game day 1-1. Now going out there down 1 in the day. I mean, how important did you feel that win was to tie it up right there?
Yeah, very important, especially with how the standings are for the playoffs, and we really need a win today, so I had to get that one.
Yeah, and Etcheberry too, aggressive play. How are you feeling about the shot making up there in the front court?
The feeling is good, but in the first set it's very difficult to play with the new ball. But now in the second set I play better with Kubala, and I'm so happy.
Awesome, guys. Big win there. Game day all tied. Good luck in your next matches. Thank you. So that'll bring us to Division 5, just about ready to begin. Lalu and Stan will take on Benny and Rock. Lalu and Stan 6-3 in the regular season. Benny and Rock 5-4. This will be the final match for both of these teams. They played earlier in the regular season in that first game day between these two teams. That was back on March 27th. Lalu and Stan won that match, but it went 6-5 in a third set. Actually, the last two sets were 6-5. So this has the chance to be a close one again. with two of the most aggressive front quarters in this division, two sixth-ranked back quarters behind them. Very even in terms of the makeups of these two teams. We'll see how it goes out there. They will be the Fireballs, beginning with the serve once again.
We're ready to begin our third match on the game day. Lalu will have the serve for the Fireballs. That first serve is tipped. Fireballs get the first point. Lalu serves.
That's what Benny's been doing this year. Aggressive in the service box, been picking a majority of the ones that have come right there to him. Just got to make that catch.
The ace will score from Lalu, 2 points, and the serve.
Yeah, the serve is going to be a big key for the Fireballs, too. I mean, Lalu could score some points, and for the Devils, you got to find a way to stop it. That's why Benny was stepping in front of that first one, because if it crosses the side wall, these are going to be tricky for Rock to handle consistently.
Excellent catch by Benny. Stan, backhand. Scoop by Rock. Powerful backhand.
Ooh. Great catch.
Robote for Benny. Benny plays it high to the corner. Stands there. Fine catch. That ball is along the wall the whole way. Rock steps in, makes a good catch. Here's the backhand by Stan. Rock from the 9 line. Backhand to the inside. Wall to wall. Robote for Lalu. Powerful forehand Robote. Scores. A third point for Lalu and Stan. Lalu serves.
And again, earlier in the season, there was a premium on stepping in front of it and taking that ball in the air. We've seen the last 2 days, you don't necessarily need to do that if you're Rock. If you're confident, go for it, great. But if misses start to pile up, you got Benny as your backup. He can let that ball start to come out. He can make the rebote.
The ace will score from the forehand of Lalu. 4 points and the serve.
Lalu comes into this match, the league leader in aces, now over 20. And the next closest has 15. I mean, that right side is, we've been talking it up, but it gives these backquarters a lot of trouble.
Benny picks that one. The 2-all is in and scoring. Well done by Benny. Great catch. Good 2-all.
And even still, it takes a great effort and a difficult combination to put that point up on the board. That is not the easiest serve in the world. Coming right at his shins, he adjusts, catches it a little deep in the basket, but gets a 2-all off under good control.
Yeah, beautifully done. I imagine we'll see some interesting things with the serve. I mean, Benny's just going to pull whatever he can out, get some points up on the board. Stan makes the catch. Here's the forehand. Benny keeps it on the right side. Passes. Robote. Saved by Lalu. Catch by Rock. Passes Stan. Robote for Lalu. Wall to wall. Robote coming way out. And scoring. A 5th point for Lalu and Stan. Possible set point.
And that was off the rebote, too. I mean, that's the type of power that Lalu's got in the tank. You know, a big right side, again, can go wall to wall from anywhere, even off his footing.
Excellent catch by Rock off the hard serve by Lalu. Backhand. Robote left side. Benny gets in there. Stops it at the 7. Powerful backhand. Robote on the big bounce. Drop shot. Robote dropped onto the pad, and the pad is most definitely bad. 2 points for Benny and Rock. Benny takes over the serve.
Yeah, worked out for him in the first match, but not quite here. Trying to go for it. It's really hard to control. I mean, it's the right idea because you see where Benny is starting. He's back at the 7 line as Lalou is throwing that shot, so there's plenty of space to score. It's just he's trying to throw it perfectly, and we see that, you know, you're going to give a few away when you try to do that. Keeps the Devils in it, and look, in these lower level doubles, it is a game of runs, so they're very capable of rattling one off, but that is going to be tough to survive this. What a catch by Rock.
Here's a powerful backhand. Rabote comes out on a high bounce. Lalou sends it back. Benny for the Rabote. Excellent catch by Stan. Benny aggressively in the front court. Goes for that 3-wall play. Lalou with a good read. Inside it goes. Oh, what a... Oh. Rabote back to the inside. Lalou is there. Benny takes it in the air. Backhand. Low and hard. Low runner. Scoop by Stan. That backhand hit the overhead screen, which is out of play. 3 points for the Devils. Benny and Rock. Benny serves.
Well, coming into this match, he was talking with Benny, and he said that 3-wall was going to be his go-to today. He said he was practicing with it. He loved the way that that was bouncing. And again, if you can get the right angle on it, you can drop it in the court and get it over Lalou's head, so he doesn't even have a chance to return it. That one got a little dicey because Lalou was able to get a ton on that Rabote. He fired it hard at Rock, but good credit to him, made the catch inside and keeps this set going. And gets the ace.
Ace for Benny. Devils have 4 points and the serve.
Well, now we got the ace, and officially you can say that they might be able to complete this comeback. That's usually a part of it, and Benny gets another one.
Fine catch by Stan. Off an excellent serve by Benny. Here's Rock.
Stan's made 3 or 4 great catches already.
Rabote forehand, laid up. Rabote for Benny. That's hooked.
Get to it.
Point and set for Lalou and Stan. They take the first set. 6-4. 2 minutes go on the board. We'll come back out, play our next set.
The opening set goes the way of the Fireballs, but it kind of had the feel that the Devils were starting to figure it out, gaining a little momentum, and of course Benny opened it up. Rock made a few good catches back there, and we'll see what happens as they get out there for set number 2 in just about a minute and a half. Fireballs step out in front, 6-4. You know, when you think of these two teams, I mean, they're very similar with the higher-ranked player in the front and the lower-ranked player in the back. But if you look at the stats, Stu, I'm shocked at how different they really are. Like, for example, Lalou and Stan, their point results. They've won 40 points off of tip balls from their opponent. They've given up 34. They're a +6 in that department. For Benny and Rock, they're -15. But then you go to something like winners, right? Well, Benny's been super aggressive. He's converted 39 this year for his team. They've only given up 16, so they're a +23, Benny and Rock, in the winners. Well, Lalou and Stan are -8. So they don't throw a lot of winners. They just kind of outlast you with the power and the good catching. And you kind of saw that in that first set, too. It was aggressive play from Benny, trying to make it happen. But when he didn't, it was just pure power and good catching by the Fireballs that kind of led him to victory.
Definitely Stan came up with some really clutch catches that nothing easy about them. They were bouncing in front of him. He picked them up, caught some against the side wall, which are particularly difficult to catch.
Yeah, one area, too, where Benny and Rock have kind of been struggling a bit is missed Rabotes, too. And with the higher-ranked player in the front, you wouldn't really expect that. I mean, they've won 12 points off of those. They've given up 21, so -8, which, again, that could be a function of just trying to be too aggressive if you're Benny and maybe getting caught out of position with some of the Rabotes. But it's just surprising how similar they are in theory, right, of having the higher-ranked player in the front court and trying to dominate play, but then in reality, how they win points is just completely different. That's why Lalou and Stan have actually been a little bit better and more consistent throughout this year, because they don't just rely on killing the point. But again, both viable strategies. I mean, Benny and Rock are 5-4, Lalou and Stan 6-3 overall. So again, just one win separating those two in the standings. Should be a fun second set here. Devils will have the serve.
We're ready to begin our second set. Benny will serve for the Devils. Benny serves. We begin. That ball's tipped. First point for Benny and Rock.
Yeah. Well, who actually tried to scoop that serve? I know it happened pretty quickly, but he missed it. It's that first point up there quickly.
Stan moves out to make the catch. Here's the backhand. Benny going for that one-handed save. That's a tough play. He's playing pretty deep. Tied up, 1-1. Lalou serves.
Well, Benny goes for the outside serve. If it works, great. But when it doesn't work, it leaves Rock on an island here in the backcourt to deal with this low runner. I mean, that's happened a couple times. It's given the point back to the Fireballs quickly. But it just puts a lot of risk involved with that serve, what you don't really need to.
Rock makes that catch on the forehand. Just puts it back in play. Stands there. Backhand from the 7. Benny takes it in the air. Stan on the catch. Benny on the left side. Backhand again. At the sidewall, Stan makes the play. That's a tough catch.
It's those type of catches and now adding to it.
Rebote by Lalou. Benny makes the catch on the right side. Low and hard. Tipped off the scoop attempt. Second point for Benny and Rock. Benny serves.
It looked like he lost his footing too as he was trying to make that catch. He was just stumbling a bit and couldn't get it lined up.
Clean miss in the front. Stands there. Benny on the backhand from the 7 line. Rebote by Lalou. That kicks up. Oh, great catch by Benny. Stan from the 10. There's the backhand by Rock. Stan advances, makes the catch in the air. Rotate forehand. Catch by Benny. Cortada. Stopped by Lalou. That backhand clip lands in and scores. 2-2. Lalou serves. Well, that was interesting.
Yeah, you know what? They'll take it. Acted as a backhand 2-wall, kind of threw it to the crack and probably wasn't expecting that, but again, I mean, ties it up 2-2 and found that no man's land back there in the service area.
That was like an explosive clip. I mean,
it happened quick. Ooh, and that serve died quick.
Ace.
Too.
3 points for Lalou and Stan. Lalou serves.
Yeah, it touched the floor, then the side wall as it crossed in the box there and just killed a bunch of the speed.
Rock on the catch. Forehand played up. Stands there. Benny takes that on the forehand. Cortada. Stopped by Lalou. Backhand. Backhand by Stan. Rock down low. Keeps the ball in play. Rotate forehand by Benny. Kicks up. Rotate coming out. Lalou's on it. Hard to the inside. That ball's tipped. A 4th point for Lalou and Stan. Of the Fireballs, Lalou serves.
Yeah. Benny knows too. That is probably the definition of stabbing at the ball a little bit. You're going for it with one hand. It's not a great attempt, and he ends up tipping the ball. Low percentage catch for Benny, but Rock probably had the highest percentage to keep that rally going. Yeah, just got to sometimes let it pass, and that's a tough one. Good serve.
There's the backhand by Rock. Caught by Stan. Line throw by Rock. Powerful forehand. Ball tipped. That's a 5th point for Lalu and Stan. Fireballs have possible match point.
Okay, that's kind of been the story this year. I mean, the hero ball has worked at times, and other times it really hasn't. And, hasn't been instilling a ton of confidence in Rock. He hasn't figured it out this season, but need one more run here, still with time to get back into this match. Oof.
What a catch by Lalu. Powerful backhand. Rebote coming out. Benny, forehand Rebote. Stan makes the catch at the 9 line. Rock's there. Rock from the right side. Lalu looking for the Rebote. Hard to the inside. Benny's on it. 2-all by Benny. Returned by Lalu. And it scores.
What a return.
Point set and a straight set victory for Lalu and Stan of the Fireballs, winning at 6-4, 6-2.
Yeah, Lalu had it going in that one, as did Stan. Let's take another look at this one because we thought it was a good 2-all right off the throw. Opens up wide. Lalu does that catch in one fluid motion, flicks it back up, and look at how much spin this one has. It crosses the wall, and oh man, yeah, hard to adjust. Big win there for the Fireballs. Lalu and Stan finish up the regular season 7-3. They take a 2-1 game day lead as we head over to Division I doubles.
Yo, check it out. Another promo from Hard Rock Bet.
A Hard Rock Bet promo at the Hard Rock Bet party. That's so meta.
No, that's not meta. That's meta.
You think this is meta? This isn't meta. That's meta.
Hey, what's up, Meta?
Man, you're so meta.
Open the Hard Rock Bet app to see your new promos today.
Hey, another promo from Hard Rock Bet.
Now that is meta.
No, I am meta. I don't even know which one is the real me. You're meta.
I'm not even sure what that means anymore.
Joined by our winners, Lalu and Stan. Congratulations, guys. 7-3. You finish up that regular season. Stan, how'd you feel about the way this team kind of gelled as the season progressed?
Yeah, I mean, we built it that way, right? We built the roster that way on our team. We knew that we were putting a lot of manpower on the 5. So, I think 7-3 is good. I think there's a couple of games we could have probably done better, but yeah, happy for the season.
Yeah, and now this is another match on the game day where pretty close record-wise between the two teams. Your first match went to the last point of a third set. This one had a bit of a different feel, but what was the strategy, again, trying to knock off these guys for the second time?
I mean, it's so tough because with the new ball, any kind of strategy is really tough. But Ando has the right side, which helps us so much. So I think with this ball and just in this division, that was the key factor.
Awesome, guys. Well, a big win there. 2-1 lead for your Fireballs. We'll see what happens the rest of the way. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, very well played that time by Lalu and Stan. Great finish to their regular season as they hope to be playing into the playoffs. Up next, we've got Division I doubles, Stu. Arrutia and Nicholas will complete their season right here, their 10th and final match, as they will take on Etcheberry and Arats. Final match for both teams, Etcheberry and Arats as well. The first time they matched up earlier in the season, that was back on March 27th. This one did go to 3 sets. 6-4, though, Arrutia and Nicholas won set number 3. So another toss-up here, and really, I mean, you look at the records, only 1-8 for Etcheberry and Arats. Again, coming into this one as the underdog, but again, not to say that they can't win this match and really inject some life into this Devils team. This would be a huge win for them. Would be a big spot for Etcheberry and Arats both that, again, haven't had the best season together, but you can kind of forget about all that and just focus on this one match here. If you can win it, you tie up this game day 2-2, and you give your team a chance to win the day, which is what they need.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're ready to begin our next match. Arrutia will have the serve for the Fireballs. Urrutia serves. We begin. Excellent catch. Urrutia, midcourt. Was it me, or did that go like right in front of Etcheberry's face?
Went right in front of Etcheberry's face.
Okay. Here's the backhand by Rotz to the inside. Rotz again, backhand from the 10. Nicholas is there. Robote left side by Etcheberry. Big bounce.
Miss.
Etcheberry makes the catch in the air. 2-all. Stop by Urrutia, and the return scores. Urrutia and Nicholas, the Fireballs, first up on the board here in our first set.
Well, it's always easy to talk about the offense with Urrutia because he has such a well-rounded game, but the defense converted that point for him there. I mean, it's a good 2-all thrown by Etcheberry. Look at this read, though. He's kind of on the split placement line, and he also can get to a drop shot there, but picks it off the net and then takes a little bit off of that cortada. I mean, just a bit, which drops it down low and hits it by Rotz for that first point.
There's a backhand by Rotz. Caught by Nicholas. 2 points for Urrutia and Nicholas. Urrutia serves. Tip ball.
Yeah, and truthfully, that hasn't been a problem all year for Etcheberry. He's top 8 in terms of catch rate, and he ranks as the 4th highest front quarter, nearly 96.5%.
There's a backhand by Rotz, powerfully thrown. That ball lands out. A point for Etcheberry and Rotz of the Devils. Etcheberry serves.
Yeah, all 4 sets of eyes watching that ball as it was flying to the line. No chance for anyone to get there. Is it going to drop in or stay out? And it gets the Devils on the board, just landing out of play.
Hard serve by Etcheberry, caught and returned by Nicholas. Robote, powerfully thrown by Etcheberry. Urrutia puts it to the inside. Big bounce brought down by Rotz. Nicholas calls for it. Backhand to the inside. Robote by Etcheberry, a little too high. 3 points for Urrutia and Nicholas of the Fireballs. Urrutia serves. Beautiful form. I mean, I hate to say beautiful form because of where it wound up on the front wall, but it's beautiful Robote, just too high.
No, you just don't have a lot of control as you go down to the ground. I mean, that's really the issue there. I mean, that's all Etcheberry could do with it. Not like he had much better chance, but it ends up giving one away and now building up more of that lead for the Fireballs.
Rotz on the catch. There's the backhand. Robote by Etcheberry kicks up and is caught on the forehand of Nicholas. Nicholas puts it up the middle. Robote for Etcheberry again. This time to the inside. Tough catch by Nicholas. Backhand. To the corner and out to the Robote. Powerful, powerful forehand Robote. Urrutia is on it. Caught by Rotz. Urrutia makes the catch midcourt. Robote dropping, saved by Urrutia. Here's Rotz. Gustavo by Urrutia, picked off by Etcheberry. The 2-all will score. 2 points for Etcheberry and Rotz of the Devils. Etcheberry serves.
And a fortunate miss that time. Urrutia was all over that 2-wall. Was working down the wood, had it lined up, and just didn't have the ball. Let's take a look at this one. I mean, he stops, he has it lined up, and fortunate miss if you're the Devils.
Robote. This one caught by Urrutia. Urrutia, powerful Gustavo. Big, big bounce. Etcheberry's on it. He keeps it inside and in play. Nicholas, powerfully. What a catch by Rotz. Nicholas up high. Backhand. Back to the inside. Robote forehand by Etcheberry. Caught by Nicholas. Clean miss. Robote save.
That's all you got. Just screen in anything. Get your backcourter's attention. That worked.
Robote save. A 2-wall that lands in. Oh my. Arats came up with the catch. Nicholas grabs it on the right side. This ball's still in play.
What a crazy point.
Robote by Arrutia. Catch by Arats.
Arats just plays through it.
Arats makes the Robote save. Arrutia reaching behind him to make the catch. Sets backhand. Nicholas takes it on the bounce. Powerful forehand. Caught in the air by Etcheberry. Drop shot. Caught by Nicholas. Arats will take that in the air. Great catch. Arrutia. Arats. Robote save. Aggressively, Arrutia makes the play. Costado inside. Arats makes the save. Arrutia again. 2-all. Will score. A 4th point for Arrutia and Nicholas. Arrutia serves.
Yeah, I mean, Arats is working hard. You see him going down to the ground, but, you know, it's tough to defend both guys, and there's so much space to throw those shots, and Arats, yeah, a little bit frustrated after that one. Trying to will his team to victory here. He knows what's at stake, but just too much firepower early. Ooh, what a
snag by Etcheberry.
Wow. Ooh.
And the drop shot will score. 3 points for Etcheberry and Arats, the Devils. Etcheberry serves.
I think Arrutia was surprised he caught that because Arrutia is fast. So as far as covering the drop shot.
And how well he stopped it, too.
Yeah, see, he's not moving. See, he stopped moving.
No, I'm not sure that ball wasn't going to be an overserve, but if it's coming shoulder level right to your left side, I mean, how many better opportunities?
I think we've seen that now in each match.
No, just go for it. Take your shot, especially, you know, as the underdog coming in. You got to win this match. Take the chances, and now just down 1.
Nicholas on the catch. Here's the backhand from the 9. Robote forehand. Arrutia. Backhand from the 7. Arrutia steps in, makes the catch. Powerful backhand, fired low, caught by Arats. Nicholas on the forehand, over the top. Excellent catch by Etcheberry. Costado, big bounce, brought down by Nicholas. Etcheberry again, backhand, powerfully thrown. Robote left side, to the inside. Arats looking for the Robote. He makes a save. Arrutia aggressively, firing it inside. What a catch! Oh, and that's a great catch. And that one will score. What a point. 5 points for Arrutia Nicholas. Possible set point.
Arats just stood in there and handled this. Look at this. Arrutia moves up on it. Look how hard he throws this one. Straight inside, and Arats is right there to scoop it up. He goes into the 2-wall, and again, that's the throw he would like to have back, because then he feeds Arrutia again, and then you don't have to give him too many opportunities. He's going to make you pay. Now a 5-3 lead for the Fireballs, looking to close out this first set.
Arats on the catch. Here's the backhand. Robote forehand. Arrutia makes the catch. Arats powerfully, wall-to-wall from the left side. Robote forehand by Arrutia. Caught in the air by Arats. Rotate forehand by Arrutia. Etcheberry has it, winds up. That one is out of play. point and set for Urrutia and Nicholas. 2 minutes go on the board. We'll come back out. Player next set.
And look, another one of those, definitely didn't want to clip the sidewall there. I mean, you throw it that hard, you're looking inside trying to pass, and then it kicks off the sidewall, and that ball is not going to stay in play. 6-3. Urrutia and Nicholas take that first set. And what has been a great season for these two all year long. Coming into this one, winners of their last 3. In the 3 losses this year for Urrutia and Nicholas, Stu, they lost to Inaki and Manu 6-4 in a third set. They lost to Zuleika and Amigarena 6-4 in the third set. And their other loss was to Zuleika and Amigarena 6-5, 6-4. That was a straight set loss. So again, you see there, a couple points away from really having a perfect season in doubles. They already defeated Echeverry and Aratz. And that one did go to a third set, but different look here. Urrutia seems to be on Nicholas. Again, a few misses early in that first set, but since that point, he's been really flawless. And then if you go over to the Devils here, just too many errors, you know, truthfully. I mean, there were opportunities in that set. They got down early, fought their way back, but it's just a few missed throws here and there. I mean, it's a 2-wall that clips, goes right to Urrutia. It's that last costado by Echeverry that kicks out of play. It's just the little things like that that just will kill you across a 3-set match. And when you're only playing up to 6, the unforced errors pile up. You know, it could be half the set or even more sometimes. But these guys know, the Devils know what's at stake here. You know, you think about a draw, and we gave you the percentages. Like a tie today doesn't really do much for the Devils, considering that the Fireballs would still be a full point ahead. Right now, the Fireballs are ahead of the Devils on a tiebreaker, and the Fireballs have 1 extra game day to play, too. So if you're looking at a tiebreaker scenario for the Devils, they don't hold many favorable results in that department either. So they're going to need to get ahead and need to get in front of these teams in terms of points. Yeah, a tie, even 1 tie against the Fireballs is really not going to help themselves really too much. They need to get back in this match, and it starts right here in set 2. See what Echeverry and Aratz can do.
We're ready to begin our second set. Echeverry has the serve for the Devils. Echeverry serves. Our second set has begun. Rote saved by Echeverry. Nicholas moves in. Not much coming out. He makes the save. Echeverry grabs it. 2-all. Lands in and scores. First point, second set, goes to Echeverry. And Aratz of the Devils.
Yeah, gave that one a little extra, too, as he powered it into the side wall. Just caught the court, skipped by Urrutia, and that's exactly how the Devils want to start off this second set. Couldn't have drawn it up any better. Quick point, get Echeverry on the costado, fire a shot.
Nicholas on the backhand of the inside. Aratz looking for the rebote. A rebound off the back wall, played 2-alls. It's a bit wide. 2 points for Echeverry and Aratz. Echeverry serves.
Yeah, a little bit wild for Urrutia. You don't typically see that. I mean, that rebote was, 2-all attempt was hit high and flew into the net.
Powerful serve by Echeverry. Caught and returned by Nicholas. The ball's tipped on the inside, close to the side wall. Urrutia and Nicholas on the board with a point. Urrutia serves.
I want a quick one right back.
Fault over serve. Second serve must be good. Rutia looking like he's trying to set a land speed record for serves. I mean, that was an overserve. Let's come. Wow. Second serve is good. Here's a backhand by Rotz. Etcheberry on the backhand. Rebote for Urrutia. Play to the inside. Bit of a kick. Picked up by Rotz. Rebote. Scoop by Nicholas.
Yeah, great scoop.
Etcheberry, backhand. Little clip, going to the outside. Rucci's on it, fires it inside. What a catch by Rotz. Nicholas on the backhand from the 8 line. Powerfully thrown, caught by Rotz. Backhand to the inside. Catch by Etcheberry. Powerful forehand. Here's the backhand by Nicholas. Two all. Stopped by Urrutia. And the powerful forehand return will score 2-2. Urrutia serves for the Fireballs.
Again, Urrutia's gotten a pretty good read on a couple of these 2 walls. He scored on a few, Etcheberry has. But this one, again, he lines it up right along the wood. Makes the catch rather comfortably, and then look out. Once he makes that catch on the right side, he blasts it. Actually gives Rotz more of a chance than he would have liked. That ball is crossing at such a tough angle. It's hard to read exactly where it's going to go.
Rotz on the backhand from the 8 line. Wall to wall, high. Rebote coming out. Rutia is on it, puts it to the inside. Rotz is there. Backhand by Rotz. Rotz again. Nicholas now from the 9 line to the inside. Rebote forehand by Urrutia. Wall to wall from the right side. Etcheberry sends it. Caught beautifully by Nicholas. Tough catch. Rebote. Etcheberry's on it. Off the tip of Urrutia Sestic goes. 3 points for Etcheberry and Rotz of the Devils. Etcheberry serves. Etcheberry lines this up, clearly going outside. Urrutia got the tip of the cest on it, just not able to complete the catch. Powerful serve by Etcheberry. Caught and returned by Nicholas. Nicholas, tough catch in the corner. Backhand from the 10. Rotz is there. Etcheberry on the rebote. This ball's caught by Nicholas. Rotz advances. That ball comes right back to the side wall. Difficult play. Third point for Urrutia and Nicholas of the Fireballs. We're tied up at 3-3. Nicholas on the catch. Here's the backhand from the 9 line. Caught in the air by Rotz. Rebote forehand, fire to the inside. Urrutia is there. Urrutia gets in there to make the save. Rotz, great catch down low. Etcheberry calls for the rebote, keeps it high. Nicholas makes the catch on the left side. Rebote missed on the left side of Urrutia. That's a 4th point for Etcheberry and Aratz, the Devils. Etcheberry serves.
It's happened a few times with a variety of players now with this rebote. I mean, it's just hitting in the basket, but popping right back out as they're trying to make the throw, and it looks like a swing and a miss, but just a little bit early on the timing.
Aratz on the catch. Here's the backhand. Powerful rebote. Aratz looks for it. He makes the save. Urrutia eyes on the ball. Costado hard to the inside. This one scores. 4-4 is the score. Urrutia serves.
And when you get the backcourt alone, it is just brutal how fast this ball comes up on him. I mean, Urrutia fired that Costado, and Aratz almost had no chance. I mean, that ball, once it touches the floor, it's skipping to it, almost by him by the time he can make a play on it.
Fault, underserve.
If you could score like that, there's really no reason to put the pad or the boundary line into play. Just fire it at these backcourters and force them to beat you.
Rebote down low. Urrutia makes a save. Big bounce. Brought down on a beautiful catch by Aratz. Rebote. Rebote by Urrutia. Kicks to the inside.
Another one.
That will score. A 5th point for Urrutia and Nicholas here in the 2nd set. This is possible match point for the Fireballs.
First, credit to the Fireballs. It's a really strong rebote that's so well placed, and there's always a threat with a shot, so Etcheberry's got to stay to the outside. And again, it's a low percentage catch for anybody, and if Aratz is struggling, you know, that would be the case for almost anybody out there.
There's the backhand by Nicholas. Powerful forehand by Nicholas. Aratz is there. Ball tipped.
That's it.
Point in a straight set victory for Fireballs. Urrutia and Nicholas taking it 6-3, 6-4.
So the Fireballs, with their 3rd win, have secured at least half a point in the standings. Devils got a lot of work to do. They need to win these last 2 to really keep their season alive. Kubala and Rock will take on CRB and Stan up next. Now let's check out some replays from that Division I match. 2-all here. Urrutia all over it. Makes the catch, keeps it low, just above the pad, and it scores. Diving save by Aratz, but look at where it comes out to, right in the middle of the court. And there's so much space for Urrutia to make it happen. That one clipped the side wall first, and after it was a 2-wall. Moves up on it again. Straight to the inside. I mean, how could Aratz see that? I don't know, but he scoops it right up. Give him another chance. He's going to make you pay. Drops it off the floor first. Rebote left side. Picked up off the floor. 2-all by Etcheberry, and look at that. Urrutia there again. Kills him again with that forehand. Costado here, shoulder level, straight to the inside, crossing the floor. I mean, you like the presence of mind that he's looking towards the back wall, but that rebote is almost on the floor by the time he turns to look for it. Another one where he's backing up. I mean, that's at the 10 line, too, and there's about 4 feet of space beyond the 10 for the back wall. Great play by the Fireballs, and they've opened up a 3-1 lead on the game day. So the Fireballs are moving up. For sure, they will be in solo second place after today. Now, with one more win, though, the Fireballs would move up to 7 points and win this game day. And, of course, for seeding, the Fireballs are hoping to be as high as possible by the end of this regular season. We should note the Chargers up there with 8.5 have officially clinched a playoff spot. They cannot be passed. So, with that, we'll go over to our interview of Ruti and Nicholas over in the cage. Let's hear from our winning team for the Fireballs. Congratulations, guys. Straight set victory over Etcheberry and Arats there to tie this game day. Ruti, how are you feeling about this way the team is playing as you look towards the playoffs?
Yeah, I'm happy today to make sure the tie for the team, but the day is not finished because I have one game really important. This one is gonna play is really important for win the day maybe, and for the playoff. For the playoff, we want to go in the playoff.
Awesome, guys. Well, you did a great job. 2 wins for Nicholas today. We'll see what happens in these last 2. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Quickly getting started here. We got Division 6 ready to begin. CRB and Stan will take on Kubala and Rock. CRB and Stan have only played 7 matches so far this year, so you'll be seeing CRB and Stan every game day remaining for these Fireballs. 3-4 records so far, but Kubala and Rock, they've played 8 of their 10 matches, and that team just 2-6. The Devils need to win these remaining 2 matches to come away with half a point in the game day. If the Fireballs win one of these next 2, well, the Fireballs will win the day, pick up a full point, and move up to 7 points in second place.
We're ready to begin our next match. CRB has a serve for the Fireballs. CRB serves. This match has begun. Rock moves up to make the catch. Light touch. CRB's there. Kubala has it on the forehand. Cortada scores. Kubala and Rock on the board first. Kubala serves.
Well, pretty simple. Just a lot of space there to the inside. CRB gets this backhand off. It kind of clips. He takes a rounded route, so he's more to the middle of the court now. And yeah, he's got no chance to get there before the second bounce. Stan's hanging deep. Way to find the space if you're Kubala. Oh, CRB picks this serve, though. Ooh, what a catch.
Stan moves in, makes a fine catch. Rock's there. Rock from the 9 line. Powerful backhand. Robote. Robote forehand. Stan sends it to the backcourt. Here's the backhand. Robote forehand by Kubala. 2 points for Kubala and Rock the Devils. Kubala serves.
Look, it hasn't been a strong year for Kubala and Rock, but, I mean, this is the Devils' season right here. They started off 2-1 with some wins over Robin and Eggy and Jed and Bradley, but since that point, I mean, they have lost 5 matches in a row and all 5 in straight sets. They've played, 5 of those sets have been 5-5. They just haven't been able to convert any one of them, but today might be their day.
Rock with the scoop. Forehand played high. Here's the backhand by Rock. Caught in the air by Stan. Rock on the forehand. Back from the 9 line. Crossing the wall. Stan's there. Fine catch. Robote coming right up the middle. Kubala's on it. Big bounce to the inside. Stan comes over the top. Kubala from the 6th line. CRB makes the Robote. Rock comes over the top from the back wall. CRB takes it in the air. Backhand to the back wall. Robote forehand by Kubala. Stan with a tip ball. That's a 3rd point for Kubala and Rock of the Devils. Ball serves.
Well, Stan had a really good showing in his first match. I mean, caught almost everything, and particularly those tough ones along the sidewall he's handled. But throughout the season, that left side has actually been his strength. I mean, catching near 91% on the left for Stan, and that drops to 83% on the right side. You see where that one ended up? You move him around a little more, force him to beat you with the right. We'll see a couple more misses, as was the case there.
It's a hard serve by Kubala. That's an ace. A 4th point for Kubala and Rock of the Devils. Kubala serves.
And Kubala's actually looked most comfortable today of any one of the days this season. He caught well behind Echeverry, and here in the front court, not only playing good defense, but making it happen offensively too.
Fault over serve. Second serve must be good. Here's the backhand by Stan, powerfully thrown. Caught by Rock. Rock from the 9 line. Robote forehand. Rock to the outside, makes the catch in the air. Low and hard. Picked up by Stan in the backcourt. Rock plays it high to the front wall. Stands there. Kubala backhand. That took off and hit the overhead screen, which is out of play. There'll be no shutout in this first set. CRB and Stan. Fireballs on the board with the point. CRB serves.
Yeah, just a difficult catch, pulling one off the side wall, and then seeing how high the next throw went up there. Can't imagine he had too much control of that ball in the basket. Common mistake you see. Trying to pass when you don't have control and you give it away. Fireball's on the board now, but still a long way to get back in this one.
Fault over serve. Second serve must be good. Here's Rock on the backhand, powerfully thrown to the inside. Out of the corner. Robote forehand by CRB. Kubala at the side wall. Skip by Stan. Robote forehand. Stands there. Powerful backhand by Rock. Wall to wall. Out to the Robote. CRB puts it back inside. And it scores. 2 points for CRB and Stan. The fireball, CRB serves.
Getting a little more on that Robote, you know, that's a key. Get it by Kubala, get it on the floor in front of Rock, and again, just let Rock beat you, but there in the backcourt. He struggled on the catch, struggled with some of the unforced errors, but Kubala's the one that's taken over early and trying to play keep away the rest of the way now.
Powerful forehand by Rock. What a catch by Stan. Backhand gets away from him, hits the overhead screen. That's out of play. 5 points for Kubala and Rock of the Devils. Possible set point.
Yeah, came off the side wall at a tough angle. I mean, good concentration to stick with the catch, but same mistake we saw with Kubala. No control, ball's going up and out of play.
Powerful serve by Kubala. Stan to the inside. Rock hangs in there, makes a great catch on the backhand. Robote. Rock's there. Rock passes. Robote staying inside. CRB lays it up. Rock's there again. Great catch. Hard throw. Passes. CRB. Great catch by Rock. Hard backhand follows. Stands there. Robote for Kubala. Ball tipped. 3 points for CRB and Stan. CRB serves.
Well, it's kind of the same thing for Rock, too. Much prefers that left side compared to his right. I mean, closer to 89% with his backhand catch rate, and that drops to 78.5% on the right, which is the lowest of any player to any side that is a full-time battle court player.
Powerful forehand by Rock. Robote coming out. Robote inside. Rock's there.
He's got that one.
Stands the side wall. Tough catch by Rock. Keeps this point alive. Stan at the 8. Scoop by Stan. Rock's there. Rock comes over the top. Big bounce. Caught by Stan on the backhand. Kubala moves in, makes the catch. Powerful backhand. Passes Stan. Robote for CRB. CRB keeps it inside. Rock reaching up. Makes another fine catch. CRB snags that one. Fires it outside to score. 4 points for CRB and Stan to the Fireballs. CRB serves. Well, CRB taking a note from Arutia's handbook. Always move forward and keep trying to catch it as close as you are to the front wall.
Well, that's been where this team has had the most success. They've thrown 24 winners this year and only given up 11. That's a credit to CRB's defense outside, too, and his ability to make a play and make some shots.
There's a backhand by Stan. Kubala makes the catch mid-court. Backhand. Powerfully thrown. CRB looking for the Robote. Keeps it inside. Very much inside. Rock stops that with the forehand. Rock from the right side. Stands there. Backhand from the 8. Stan in the corner. Rock's there. Stan out from the 9 line. Back to the inside. And that ball is tipped. Ladies and gentlemen, we're at 5-5 in the first set. This is set point.
And you can feel the momentum building up on the side of the Fireballs. They haven't even gotten an ace in just a couple straight points to tie this one back up at 5-5. It was 5-2, but 3 straight points. It all comes down to this. This is where Kubala and Rock have struggled. 5 points in their last 5. Haven't won any.
There's a powerful backhand by Rock. Stan on the backhand. Robote for Kubala at the side wall. That's a tough one, just above the pad. CRB's got it, hard to the inside. Rock handles that one beautifully.
Keeps it going.
At the side wall, that ball is tipped. Point and set for CRB and Stan. Coming back to win it 6-5 in the first set.
Wow, what a huge comeback that was. And man, you like to see how these Devils respond. That is a deflating loss if you've ever seen one. Up 5-2 in that set. And just let it slip away. CRB started taking over, and Stan, as he played in that first match, was just catching everything along the wall and doing some damage with his left side, too. I mean, Stan has really played well this season for the Fireballs, and the conversation with Stan started back in the draft with the Cyclones about keeping Stan or potentially letting him go. Stan dropped to the Fireballs, and they're really happy to have him. He's 7-3 with Lalu in Division 5 doubles, and here he is alongside CRB in Division 6, and this team is 3-4. Not all too bad.
Here we are back in the player's cage. Focus on the Fireballs. There you have Ikeda. Very expressive face. You never have to guess how Ikeda's feeling, you know? Never. You never have to, you know, Greg's feeling happy, you know.
He's unhappy. Now, that's true for a lot of guys back here. I don't know if you've noticed that. Taking a leisurely stroll through the locker room.
Yeah, that's stuck out a time or two.
Exactly. If you don't duck at just the right time, a flying helmet might catch you.
It's really helped my reflexes. Yeah.
We have the warning sign up here. You know that. You've read it, right? For the in-house crowd, in case someone gets wild on a Friday night when we're open to the public and wants to come running back here. It's like, all right, you're doing so at your own risk. Helmets maybe a flying.
Well, especially, I mean, you come in and you do the whack the wall. I mean, you're coming in between matches 3 and 4, and that's the potential for some helmet flying. That's usually where it begins. If it starts earlier in the game day, it may be a bigger issue. There's something going on. Well, I mean, really right here, I mean, this is the season for the Devils. I mean, they have to come back and win this set and then the match in set 3. But just, listen out to these results across their last 5 matches. They lost to Gallo and Ben 6-4, 6-5. They lost to Bueno and Correa 6-5, 6-5. They lost to Gallo and Ben in the rematch 6-3, 6-3. Then they lost to Correa and Bueno again 6-5, 6-5. And then Eggy and Robin, they lost 6-5, 6-1. That's 6 sets in their last 5 matches. 6 out of their last 10 sets have gone 5-5, and they haven't won any of them. And now you can say 7 of their last 11, and still that holds true. See what happens in set 2. Need to turn it around.
Kubala serves. The set begins with an ace by Kubala. First point of the second set goes to the Devils. Kubala serves. Fault, underserve. Second serve must be good. Here's backhand by Stan. Stan pulls that one off the sidewall nicely. Rock in the corner, tremendous catch. Robote forehand. CRB has it, backhand. Robote for Kubala. Higher, splitting the front quarter and back quarter. Stan reaches up, makes a fine play. Karam is out. 1-1, CRB serves for the Fireball.
Again, the offense kind of went dry late in that set, so Kubala trying to get something going here with the Karam. Just a little bit wide. I mean, a lot of risk with that type of shot. But again, you think back to how the Devils built up that lead in set number 1. It was all offense up there by Kubala.
Rock from the 8 line, powerfully from the left side. Robote, that rebound off the back wall, played by CRB. Kubala stops it in the air. Split placement scores. A second point for Kubala and Rock of the Devils. Kubala serves.
Split placement here. He makes the catch, and then look at this little 2-wall. Doesn't go too wide with it, though. CRB overcommits and stand a little late to get back out there to read that splitter. Mixing it up, throwing a different type of shot.
Stan on the backhand from the 9 line. Robote for Kubala. Stan takes it in the air. Low and hard. Caught by Kubala. Rock's there. Rock from the 9 line, right up the middle. Stan now from the 10 line to the inside. Kubala's on it, backhand. Powerfully thrown. Robote, that rebound off the back wall played almost on the forehand of CRB. Ball missed. Third point for Kubala and Rock of the Devils. Kubala serves.
Again, not uncharted territory. CRB didn't have his best stuff early in that set, but he really turned it on late. Comfortable playing from behind. Again, with his personality and how much confidence he has just in general, going down 3-1, not going to phase CRB at all. Even 5-2 didn't phase him too much. Look at this.
CRB picks the serve and kills it. 2 points for CRB and Stan. CRB serves. You were saying something about CRB not being phased?
You know, it's always nice when the players make us look good. And then CRB right there. Bam. Straight outside with it. Picks the serve. Makes a play. Deficit just 1 now.
Rock on the forehand, high and hard at the front wall. Robote saved by CRB. Kubala sends it to the Robote. CRB's on it. Clips and out of play. 4 points for Kubala and Rock. Kubala serves.
We've seen it. If it clips the sidewall, no chance that ball's going to stay in play. Tough break, 4-2 lead.
Fault under serve. Second serve must be good. Fault. Double fault. That's a point for CRB and Stan. CRB serves.
Again, it's just been untimely. Been a bunch of double faults again today. But still, I mean, you hate to give one away. Up 2 in this second set. Just rather let CRB beat you.
Here's the backhand by Rock, powerfully thrown. Out to the Robote. CRB, forehand Robote with control. Is missed at the side wall, 4-4. Now the score, CRB serves. Kubala got rid of that quick. Here's a catch by Stan. Cortada by Stan. Will score. So that is 5 points for CRB and Stan of the Fireballs. This is possible match point.
Well, again, yeah, he gets it off quick because he doesn't want to be at risk of holding. But again, he leaves so much space to the inside. He's got to let the lane clear for Stan to get that throw off. But then Rock's got to move up and give himself a chance there because 2 bounces is there and he had no chance. Oh, the Fireballs looking like they're going to pull off another comeback in this set and win it.
Cortada serve is stopped by Rock. Rock powerfully from the forehand. Robote coming. Floater. Saved by CRB. Rock makes the catch. Another hard forehand. Crossing the wall. Catch by Stan. Rock's there. Backhand from the 9. Little clip. Caught on the left side of CRB. Ball tipped in the front court. That is point and a straight set victory for CRB and Stan of the Fireballs, winning at 6-5, 6-4.
And the 4th win of the day for the Fireballs. That's good enough for the game day win. Got 1 match left to make it official. Routier and Ikeda, they'll take on Benetrix and Benny.
Bradley on the move, breaking, he got there. Blast the forehand, everybody out of the way, and Nicholas got hit. Sherry up in the front court towards the inside. What a scoop
What an
by
amazing
Douglas.
catch.
Sherry picks it up in the front court, whips it inside. Another one.
Game day score reflecting that 4th win of the day for the Fireballs, so they're going to be moving up to 7 points and really helps out their chances at establishing themselves as a playoff contender and in the seeding too. What a big win there for CRB and Stan. Here they're over in the cage. We're going to hear from our winners for the Fireballs. Congratulations, guys. The comeback kings in both of those sets, CRB and Stan. We see Stan pointing to CRB. We saw you take over late in both of the sets. How are you feeling out there with the shot making today, CRB?
Oh, I'm loving the new bounce to this ball. It gets me more involved in the game. Stan did a good job directing me where I needed to be, and I just had to place the ball where it needed to be.
And Stan, for you too, I mean, especially on that left side, you seem very comfortable today along the sidewall. Can you talk about how you think it helped you out and how you just played all day long? Because it was really great.
As our good captain Nicolas said, it's all in the head. So as long as you figure out the mental issues to win, then Jai-Alai just follows. So I just feel better in confidence, and this guy helps a lot.
Awesome. Well, so well played, guys, and a huge game day win over the Devils. Congratulations. So 1 match left here. Division 3 doubles between Urrutia and Ikeda and Benetrix and Benny. Look, this was one of the matches where the Devils actually had an advantage in terms of the records. I mean, Benetrix and Benny 6-2 this year. Urrutia and Ikeda just 3-4. This is the first of 2 matchups between these teams from now to the end of the regular season, so they'll be facing off in that final game day as well. But playoff hopes seem pretty bleak now for the Devils. And also you think about a potential, even a potential tiebreaker scenario for the Devils. Their chances have just gotten crushed the last 2 game days, losing 6-0 to the Chargers and now down 4-1 here. If they lose 5-1 again, pretty much eliminates any hope of getting back into it. But you never know how it's going to shake out, but we'll see here. Clock winding down. And we're ready to begin our final match of the game day.
I just sat down and heard bleak, crushed, no hope.
Yeah,
I mean, I was trying to adjust my headset, and I was like, wait a second, bleak, crushed, no hope? Yeah, it sounds basically like, much of my life part. Anyway, moving on.
I was not talking about your personal life, Stu,
Oh,
for the record.
okay, I'm
it
sorry.
was about the...
There we go. Or professional. Time to begin our next match, rather. Final match on the game day. Urrutia will have the serve for the Fireballs. Urrutia serves, we begin. What a scoop by Ikeda. Benetrix. Cortada. Stopped by Urrutia. Benny's there. Big backhand by Benny. Powerful forehand by Benetrix. It's going wall to wall, off the side wall. Urrutia makes the rebote, sends it. Dropping right on the side wall, drops down and scores. Urrutia and Ikeda first up on the board here in the first set. Urrutia serves.
Big bouncer, and it ends up right along that side wall again where Benetrix is trying to play that rebote. You just can't get a lot on it there.
Fault, over serve. Second serve must be good. Powerful serve by Urrutia. Benny moves up, makes the catch.
Powerful backhand. Robote to the inside. Benny's there. Ikeda, backhand from the 9 line. Benetrix from the 7. Benny powerfully from the right side. Catch by Ikeda. Benetrix playing deep. Ikeda takes that on the bounce at the 7. Benny's there, backhand. Ikeda from the 9. Powerful, powerful throw from the forehand of Benny. Ikeda takes that out of the air at the 10 line. Urrutia, backhand from the 7. Little clip. Some caught on the forehand of Benny. Benny. Robote for Benetrix. High to the front wall, big bounce. Stopped by Ikeda. Benetrix makes the catch. Here's the backhand. The outside of the court. Urrutia is on it. Benny stops that with right side. Ikeda, backhand from the 8. Ikeda at the sidewall, great catch. Robote by Urrutia, kicks to the inside. Robote saved by Benny. Oh, Ikeda got that in the cesta, bounced out, hit him. We're all tied up 1-1. Benetrix and Benny. Made the point. Benetrix has the serve.
Well, Benny runs around this one, steps in front of the Robote, and you see a little clip off the sidewall. Ikeda takes off.
It bounced out of his cesta and like hit him in the...
And he's clicking him, climbing the net.
Here's a backhand by Ikeda. Powerful forehand. Stopped overhead by Benny. Powerful backhand by Benny. Goes wall to wall. Robote coming out. Robote by Urrutia. Benny stops that on the forehand. Robote to the inside. Benetrix attacking. Winds up. Drop shot. Caught the pad. 2 points for Urrutia and Ikeda. Urrutia serves. If I'm not mistaken, Benetrix had a problem with that when he was out earlier, didn't he?
No, I think he did. Dropped another one on the pad. But the thing is now, with a little bit more of a bounce here, that first bounce is more dramatic. So there's been pressure for these front quarters to try to cut it off and cut it just above the pad pretty consistently today. And the miss has been short and low, right into that pad.
Fault over serve. Second serve must be good. Benetrix picks the serve. To the outside it goes. Urrutia stops it. That bounced twice before the catch was made. 3 points for Urrutia and Ikeda. Urrutia serves.
Maybe one of my new favorite shots here when you get it on the wood. It's not often you can run around it and keep it on the left side like Urrutia has there, but it's such a smart shot because Benny's thinking about the power and he's trying to stay deep, not really thinking about the inside placement. And then when you get it on the costado, Curry can easily kick it off the side wall, so Benetrix has to protect the 2 wall. There was a lot of space, and Urrutia found it.
There's the backhand by Benny. Catch by Urrutia. Bote forehand fired. Benetrix makes the catch. Urrutia calls for it, makes the save. Big bounce. Brought down by Benny. Benny sends it. Powerfully wall-to-wall from the right side. Robote back to the inside. Benetrix cuts it off low, but in the air. Rutia back to the inside. Benny looking for the Robote. 4 points for Rutia and Ikeda. Of the fireballs, so Rutia serves.
Yeah, Benny's kind of flat-footed. He's not really in a great position to throw that Robote with control. He's just kind of swinging his arms, and then it kicks off the side wall, and it's, you know where it's going, out of play.
Yeah, it's a little too sidearm. Just, you know, arm, basically by sidearm, I mean arm straight out at your side as opposed to bringing them over the top just a little bit.
More likely to kick it off the side wall as he did. The 2 walls low.
Rutia and Ikeda have 5 points. Possible set point.
And really, the miscues on the execution is a testament to Arutia's speed. I mean, all these shots, you're throwing a drop shot too low, well, you're worried about him getting there. You're trying to cut it open too wide, well, you're trying to beat Arutia out to the net. But it's always the fear of who's standing across from you. And look, number 21 could do that to you.
That's Rutia's game. I mean, he moves up on, he has great speed and generates tremendous power. Benetrix picks the serve. Rutia on the Robote. Benny takes that on the bounce, the 8. Powerful forehand. Robote coming way out. Rutia makes a save, keeps it high. Benetrix, backhand. Benetrix on the catch. Powerful throw. Oh, what a pickup by Ikeda. Benny on the backhand, powerfully. Ikeda takes it in the air. Catch by Benny. Oh, what a catch by Ikeda. Just pulled that off the side wall. Outside placement by Benetrix, lands in and scores. 2 points for Benetrix and Benny. Still possible set point for the Fireballs. We've seen comebacks.
Yeah.
Today, in fact.
Seen some pretty significant ones. Again, you do see that a lot more in Division 5, Division 6, but up here, Benetrix very capable of rattling one off. I mean, how about that outside placement? Didn't look like he had either foot on the ground and put it by Arutia.
Powerful forehand by Ikeda. Robote going to the side wall. That's nicely played by Benetrix. Ikeda's there. Benny from the 9 line. Robote for Benetrix. He takes it on the costado. Back to the inside. Oh, that's a tremendous catch by Ikeda overhead. This might be some of the best catching we've seen from Ikeda like ever.
Yeah, and it's kind of what he's been doing
Another
all
one.
season long. We haven't seen Arutia and Ikeda in over a month, but this is how he was playing back here. I mean, just catching everything, and this is not a natural backcourt either, which makes it much more impressive.
Robote for Benetrix. Powerful throw. Arutia. That was a bullet. He stopped it on the left side. Benny moves the outside. He makes the catch. Hard throw. Arutia stops it midcourt. Coasty inside. Benny's there. Great catch. Scoop by Ikeda. That ball's on the wall. Benny with a phenomenal catch at the 10 line. Powerful backhand. Robote. Robote by Benetrix. Thrown hard. Oh, what a catch by Ikeda. Robote coming out. Benetrix makes the catch, winds up. Arutia calls for 2 all right to the forehand of Benetrix. Benetrix powerfully.
That's out.
Lands just out. Point and set for Arutia and Ikeda. 2 minutes go on the board. We'll come back out, play our next set. Wow, that got like, there's a lot going on out there.
Well, and all
Panic
fireballs, really. I mean, how about that play by Ikeda in the backcourt? You know, you need to have that confidence in your backcourt if you're Arutia to play his game where he's kind of everywhere and trying to play that brand of highlight. But Ikeda is just a perfect counterpart and the perfect partner for just about anybody there behind him. He makes every catch. He loves playing against top-level competition, and he will just hang in there throw by throw. That's what he's established throughout his career. And look, alongside that Division 4 team with CRB, I mean, if you look at the rankings of those two players, it's a 4 and a 5 playing in Division 4 doubles. They're just at a disadvantage from the start. So don't be fooled by that 1-6 record. They've been fighting hard, and they've actually won a lot more points than maybe many people expected coming into the season. And then you put Ikeda in the backcourt here with Urrutia. You're like, well, how's that team going to work out? Ikeda doesn't really play backcourt, but, you know, he's kind of answered every one of those questions and answered them pretty early in this season, too. I mean, Urrutia and Ikeda got off to a great start. They won their first 2 matches. Hit a little bit of a lull midway point. They lost 3 in a row and then 4 out of 5, and here they are at 3-4 with 3 matches remaining. This is a team you're going to be seeing every game day from now to the end of the regular season, and if they continue to play like this, probably pretty happy if you're a Fireball or a Fireballs fan. Clock winding down here, just about 10 seconds remaining until we begin set number 2 here. And if you're looking at a tiebreaker too, you know, the game day score 4-1. So if the Fireballs win it, that would be 5 wins for them today. The tiebreaker, the first tiebreaker in Battle Court, is total matches won. Having suffered a few 5-1 defeats early in the season, well, this could make up for it here for the Fireballs and get them back in a pretty good spot if they were to end up tied with either the Renegades, Cyclones, or Warriors. We'll see.
Benetrix serves. Our second set has begun. Ikeda on the right side, plays it high. Robote to the inside. Oh, what a catch by Urrutia on the hop. Powerful backhand. Benetrix looking for it. Robote save. Catch made by Urrutia. Urrutia was looking for 3-wall play. Ikeda on the catch. Forehand. To the left side of Benny. Benny with control, keeps it inside. Powerful backhand. Robote coming out. Benetrix stops that ball on the outside. Tough catch by Ikeda. 2-all. Oh, stopped by Urrutia. Powerful throw on the return will score. Urrutia and Ikeda get the first point of the second set. Benetrix on 2 occasions was like, what do I have to do to beat this guy? And then he threw it again with, what do I have to do to beat that guy?
He's looking for a juggle here. Again, it was close, but it was pretty close to the base of the basket. It looked like that was more rolling, and then it's the defense here. Benetrix thinks it's a good 2-wall. Urrutia picks it, and then, boy, it's just 2 throws there. The Devils thought we're both going to score, and the Fireballs end up getting on the board first in set 2.
Robote by Urrutia. Benetrix takes it on the bounce. Here's the backhand. Benetrix, fine catch, reaching behind him. Kate on the backhand to the inside. Benny lets it come out. Urrutia from the Costalo. Costalo 2-all. Lands in and scores 2 points. The Fireballs, Urrutia and Ikeda.
All right, this is nasty, Stu. So he's winding up like he's going to go with a drop shot, but then opens it up off the sidewall. It comes in at a sharp angle. Benetrix a little bit fooled, and rightfully so. I mean, it's really hard to know whether that's going inside, and he just opened up at the last second to kiss it off the sidewall. Amazing play by Urrutia.
Robote by Urrutia. Caught by Benetrix. Benetrix with the hard throw. Scooped by Ikeda. Ikeda powerfully from the right side. Robote coming to Benetrix. Benetrix keeps it high. Ikeda moves up, takes it in the air. Passes. Robote coming out. Benetrix again. Back to the inside. Ikeda, tough catch at the side wall. Benny up high at the back wall. Here's Ikeda from the 9. Benny's there. Ikeda with another clutch catch on the left side. Urrutia powerfully from the costado. Benny makes the save. That one kicks. Urrutia is calling for it. Bote. Caught by Benetrix. Benetrix. Blast this one. Oh, a little too much sidewall. That's out of play. Third point for Urrutia and Ikeda. Here in the second set, Urrutia serves.
Well, you were right on it, Stu, actually. When you throw sidearm, that ball has a tendency to move back inside towards the side wall. So it's just a little bit off, but then when it clips the wall first, there's no chance it's staying in. Same thing that happened to Benny, and now 3 straight. Oh! The ball was tipped by Benetrix in the front first. That's going to be an ace, but a fortunate one.
Ace. 4 points for Urrutia and Ikeda.
Yeah, that was a little complicated, folks, because Ikeda did get hit by the ball, but the serve was touched by Benetrix first. So if Benetrix didn't touch it, that would have been a point for the Devils. But the ref ruled that ball was tipped in the service box. It makes it 4-0.
There's a backhand by Benny, powerfully thrown. Bote coming all the way out. Urrutia rifles this one outside. Ikeda makes the catch. There's the backhand.
Ikeda's everywhere. And catching it in the air, too.
That one stays inside and scores. Benetrix lands one to the outside. That's a point for the Devils. Benetrix and Benny. Benetrix serves.
Yeah, and I don't think Urrutia was letting this one pass. I think it was just a miss. I mean, yeah, has it to his right side. It's comfortably in, and rare miss
Fault
today.
over serve. Second serve must be good. Double fault. Loss of point. 5 points for Urrutia and Ikeda. Possible match point for the Fireballs.
And I think that happened in the first match with him, too. It's a little bit different, and it's kicking out, double over serve. It's a 5th point to the Fireballs, within 1 of winning this match.
What a catch. Oh, my. The return, though, hit the pad. Pad is bad. Point in a straight set victory for Urrutia and Ikeda, winning at 6-2, 6-1.
And a game day win for the Fireballs. They take down the Devils 5-1, and we're going to hear from Urrutia and Ikeda over in the cage. Just a few moments.
Yo, check it out. Another promo from Hard Rock Bet.
A Hard Rock Bet promo at the Hard Rock Bet party. That's so meta.
No, that's not meta. That's meta.
You think this is meta? This isn't meta. That's meta. Hey, what's up, Meta? Man, you're so meta.
Open the Hard Rock Bet app to see your new promos today.
Hey, another promo from Hard Rock Bet.
Now that is meta.
No, I am meta. I don't even know which one is the real me. You're meta.
I'm not even sure what that means anymore.
I'm over in the cage with our winners here, Urrutia and Ikeda. What a complete performance, guys. You haven't played in about a month, Ikeda, so how good was it to get back there on the court with Urrutia as you look towards the playoffs?
Easy, man, easy. Always easy to play with this guy. You know, I was excited to go back and play with this guy and got the win.
Yeah, and Urrutia, same thing for you. I mean, Ikeda has played most of his career in the front court. Now he's doing great as a backcourt. How have you liked this partnership?
Yeah, I like playing with this guy because he fight all the game.
Yeah.
I love this. And yeah, we have a good chemistry and we can play chill with this guy because it's easy to play with this guy.
Awesome. Well, you got a big point in the standings. You guys move up into second place. Congratulations. That was a great plan.
Thank you.
Let's check out those standings here before we depart. Take a look, and you see the Fireballs moving up. Solo second place, now ahead of both the Renegades and Cyclones. And then you see the Warriors and Devils on the outside looking in. Of course, if you look at the top there, the Chargers with 8.5 points have clinched a spot in the playoffs. Just a matter of seeding. That's going to do it for us today. Another great game day, and we'll be back tomorrow, 3 p.m. to do it all again. We'll see you, everybody.